Now, Uthman ibn Affan, radiallahu anh, he's known. His name at least is famous. And we have so many Uthmans, I'm sure, in every community. It's a common name. People
Yeah.
like the name.
Several cousins. Yeah.
Oh, mashallah. Every congregation should have at least one or two Uthmans. So we do love the name. It's very common. But what do we know about him? What do we know about his sacrifice? He gave up his life to prevent Muslims from fighting amongst themselves. Even though he was the Khalifa, he was the highest authority in the country. He had an army under his command. And just 50 or about 60 rebels came. They wanted to pick a fight with him. They wanted the Khalifa. And Ali radiallahu anh, he was there. And he went to Uthman. I'm just talking about the end of his life. He was 82, Uthman radiallahu anh, the Khalifa. And he said, give us the command, we'll kick them out of Medina. Those 50 rebels who were misinformed. Somebody sent them. Long story short, the thing is, they wanted him to leave the Khilafah, to step down, or we will basically remove you by force. And Uthman, radiallahu anh, he understood that this is a big responsibility. If he was to step down, then anybody who does not like the Khalifa can just take a few people and go to the, and say, I don't like you, step down, I'm going to pick whoever I want. That's not going to work. Plus, the Prophet ﷺ told him many, many years before that this is going to happen. Do not listen to what they tell you. And the story, again, is and it's not one of the stories you hear very often in our masajid, which is very unfortunate because it does not have a happy ending. Most people like to hear stories with, something good happens in the end, and the khayr, the goodness was victorious in the end, and people were happy. But real life doesn't work this way sometimes, unfortunately. The rebels ended up killing him, and he didn't fight back, even though if he wanted to, he could have, just to spare Muslims' blood. He said, I don't want them to say that the first time Muslims fought and killed each other was during my time. Let it happen after, it won't be my problem. So he gave up his life to prevent that fitna from happening. We say today, you don't have to give up your life, but how much do you do to prevent the fitna from happening in your community, in your neighborhood, in your house? Uh, Uthman ibn Affan made a huge sacrifice, radiallahu anh. So this is one of the stories, I believe, that is not very known to the people. Most people don't know this, and they should. That he gave up his life so we don't fight, and we still fight over very small things. Even within our small community, you find people fighting a lot of times. He gave up his life so this doesn't happen. Small sacrifice will go a long way, inshallah.
I remember hearing about his assassination, Uthman radiallahu anh. Drops of his blood fell on a specific ayah of the Quran, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know what ayah that was?
It's in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَسَيَكْفِيكَهُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah will take care of them for you. Allah will protect you from them. So in Uthman's situation, Allah's protection was by taking him to Allah. So this way, he's free from their blood. They would have to answer to Allah for what they did, but he did not fight back. He did not fight Muslims, because those rebels were Muslims too. They were not anything else. They were new Muslims. They didn't know much. And somebody, like I said, he had an agenda, told them that Uthman is a bad person and he needs to be removed. Like I said, a long story, but the thing is, one of the things I think we should learn is that not to believe everything you hear until you confirm. You know exactly what is happening. Don't take action until you are 100% sure that this is what happened. So these rebels were not like that. And Uthman refused for any of the companions who offered over and over again to protect him. He refused. He said, I don't want you to get injured because of me. Even one of the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, she was trying to sneak some food for Uthman, because at the end they placed a siege to his house and they didn't even let him get water or imagine 82 years old without food or drink for almost a week. So the companions felt bad, and those rebels hit their camel, which was carrying the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. She fell and she got injured. She almost died. So he made a big sacrifice. And the Quran which we have today, most of the text is called the Rasm al-Uthmani when you open it. It was Uthman actually who made these copies, radiallahu anh. So, great companion, yet we do not know much about him. And there are so many just like that.